weird. I first saw your work at what was it? That group show?
Death Speaks.
Death Speaks, and you had the Felix clocks, which I love. I'm glad that you collected them and they're all sick. And then when I found out about your work, and then you also had that beautiful video, I started researching a lot about you and like your practice and where you're from. And then I also saw online your show at Commune 1, which were the busts, weren't they, of Hitler? And then you kitsched it up a bit. And then you also had, wasn't that also in there?
Yeah, the joke.
The joke. What's up with the stone vibes?
It's kind of like a tombstone.
Yes.
It's meant to be like a little tombstone. So it's kind of like just playing on that anti-Semitism that's in the joke. Making like a memorial to it.
Yeah. But how important is it for you to perform your identity? Because you do it a lot, obviously. I mean, obviously it's really important for you. But in terms of like being gay and being Jewish?
I think it just is a place to reflect on just, I don't know how to say it, but it just all just feeds in. Like, I don't know, it's not like a conscious thing that I want to do. It's obviously I'm interested in history and memory and post-memory and that kind of stuff. And then obviously my own position
in terms of that.
Into how to respond to that.
Your Ra 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 show with the concrete, can you tell us about the concrete? Why do you use concrete? And also, like, why did you transform the bread into the concrete?
I just wanted to make like a memorial.
Yeah.
So and then like the bread is kind of representative, I suppose, kind of like a body in a sense, and it all kind of nourishes the body. So I just wanted to transform something that's perishable into something that's more imperishable and kind of timeless in a way. And also I was very interested in the shape of the bread, because obviously there was this juxtaposition between the form and formlessness, and then within formlessness, kind of like or the hard edge, and then the kind of roundness of the bread. So
also playing with weight and measurement, I guess. So also you started off. So this exhibition is quite like new for me to see of your work, because you started off quite colorful.
Yeah.
And now you've gone kind of very monochrome.
Yeah.
How did that shift happen, or was it like unconscious? Why are these images black and white like these? We'll speak about these now.
I think I just wanted to try something different. I think I've tried stuff that is quite garish and maybe more aggressive, and so I was just trying to shift and see what happens if I kind of go the opposite direction. So it was just kind of me trying out something new.
And how did it feel?
There's always that pull to want to do something that's kind of
camp.
Yeah, camp and in your face and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because I love things that are like really kitsch and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I was trying to just restrain that. But yeah, I really thought it was very interesting. I like the idea of moving into abstraction, because obviously the work in the past has been quite kind of figurative orientated.
Yeah, and this show is very fragmented.
Yeah. So trying to evoke because I always try to evoke the body through the materiality that I've been working with.
Yes.
So now just trying to find a new way to reflect on the body in a more kind of obtuse way.
And can you tell us about these photo montages? Oh no, wait, what are they called again?
Photographs. So
with the paper.
So I just wanted to do something like really simple and just play with like just me in the dark room with pieces of paper and try to, and again it all kind of stems from this image of where Decapitated Friedrich, where again the representation and the abstraction is so poignantly kind of expressed there. in this kind of fractured landscape. So I was just trying to work with these kind of fragments and create my own kind of landscapes or spaces of fragmentation. And falling also, so it kind of relates to the figures falling. So I was looking at images of people falling into pits and that kind of thing. So I was trying to play with kind of formal tensions within the frame.
Is that what is that? That's not a photograph. Is it a photograph?
Yeah, so this one is the memorial in Burnet.
Yes.
And obviously it's a very monumental memorial, and you can walk through. So I just wanted to kind of reduce that into something quite small and contained. And it was kind of like a transition piece between the representation and the abstraction. So I just push the contrast a bit, so you start seeing again this kind of fragmented space.
Yeah, it's so pretty. Is this when you went there? Oh, and it's also colour.
It's colour, yeah. So you can see a hint of the leaf.
And you did photo collages?
Yes. Yeah.
Those were intense. They were actually very in your face. Tell us about them. They were actually really great. I loved them.
So yeah, so I think, you know, when you look at these things, you kind of feel anger and you feel these kind of overwhelming emotions. I was obviously going through a more kind of aggressive.
Were they also family photographs?
No.
Oh, okay.
So the collages, most of them reference images. So I was trying to bring the Aryan Jew kind of clash them together. So a lot of the ones that are quite camp and quite over the top are actually quite camp and over the top, but a lot of them come from those National Socialist paintings, you know, where you see the fallen soldier and you know so a lot of the figures, the poses came from that, and then other ones came from images of documentary photographs of Jewish people and that kind of thing. So I was just trying to bring those two extremes together and kind of clash them together and see what happens.
And you also had that one image, I don't know, it was referencing "This is not a pipe."
Yes.
And that was a self-portrait.
Yes.
What tell us about that one?
So it was just playing on representation and on what is the Jew and all that kind of stuff, and the Jew is just kind of, you know, it's this kind of chimerical kind of figure. It's kind of it kind of exists in the imagination, and it's, you know, so there's kind of difference between what it is or why you feel personally and how it's represented. So I just wanted to make this is not a pipe or a Jew.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, and now the house.
The house was in the opening scene of Cloud Landsman Shoah. He takes Simon Srebnik back to Klemno, where he worked as a teenager. And Klemno was a killing center. Had two periods where they killed people in gas vans and then kind of burnt them. And so he worked there in the second period, and Landsman takes him back to revisit the space he'd never been before. And in the opening scene, he sings this Polish folk song, and it starts, and he sings it twice. The opening scene, he sings the first lines twice, and it goes, "A little white house lingers in my memory of a little white house I dream each night." Oh. So I wanted to make a little white house to reference that as this kind of imagined space that is both comforting and traumatic. And it was his singing voice, singing the song and other songs that kept him alive for so long. Because normally they would obviously, you know, get a group of people that would work and do the actual work of the murdering, whatever. And then so they kept him along for quite a while because of his singing voice.
Also, very childhood memories.
Yeah.
You work a lot with memory.
Yeah. I do.
But also not much of childhood, but like a memory.
Yeah.
Conscious memory.
Yeah.
I don't know, how would you say collective?
Yeah, collective memory, and under instance of post memory of being removed from that memory and that kind of collective memory and that kind of collective trauma, and how do I respond to that which I feel in a space of distance.